So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Chivido 2024. Oh my god, a hashtag that we all have been longing to use for the longest possible time, and finally it has come to pass. I have always been one to be drawn to happiness. Like happy people, happy things, happy environments attract me. I get fueled and excited by joy and positivity, but not just joy and positivity emanating from me. I get that energy from the joy and positivity of other people. I mean, somebody's happiness can almost make me happier than they are. And by my very nature, not because I try to, but by my very nature, I nurse no iota of envy for other people, for their joy, for their progress, even if it supersedes mine. So yes, in conclusion, I derive extreme pleasure from being happy and from seeing other people happy. But hey, let us cut to the chase. This video is not about me. But before we go on, if you're new here, you have seen my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up already. Begin to drop all your comments down in the comment section, because this video is gonna be heated. And stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. Don't forget also that our masterclass is still up and running. The link to access the course will be down in the description box. When Davido and CHIOMA's wedding got out there, I was electrified by their excitement. Seeing the smiles, the costumes, the romance, the pictures, my whole body was just tottering me. My whole body was tottering me. I was truly overwhelmed with joy. But still immersed in my happiness, I decided to take a short drive down the comment section of that video that I made. And I began to see some comments. Some comments that got me rather flabbergasted. Bonaventure, without my glasses, bring me my spectacles. Okay, the first one said, "That is a good woman. She deserves all the happiness. May God continue to bless their union." Yeah, God bless their union. The next one said, "She is a virtuous woman." Hey, virtuous okwa. Okay, let us keep going. The third one says, "Davido is not the worst man in Nigeria. Some women go through worse things in marriage, even with illegitimate children and side chicks here and there, but their wives stay put with the old man." This one said, "I love this love story. She is a strong woman." Oshe Hokogan. And here we have, "The patient dog eats the fatty bone." This one is not even fattest. This bone gets fat. He gets acquired for him body. Fatty bone. Yes, the patient dog eats the fatty bone. It's alright. My darling here says, "I can't stop smiling. Congratulations, CHIOMA. You are stronger than anyone else and beautiful." And the last comment that we'll take today says, "CHIOMA loves David and David loves CHIOMA. I love them. Genuine and sincere love is sacrifice." I agree. "It comes with pain." And that pain is resilience and strength. Oh, somebody get me my epidural. Osinobu, it comes with pain. True love, it comes with pain. Hallelujah, somebody. Let us not forget to highlight the comments that somebody made saying CHIOMA is a real good African woman. A wonderful African woman. And at this point, I carry one hand I put for head. I carried the second one I put for head. I began to cry. DJ, hit me. Okay, let us have this talk. It is a good thing, it's in good spirits that we are all happy for CHIOMA. She's been through a lot. A whirlwind romance. Dropped out of school, lost her only child to the cold hands of death, very avoidable death, and seeing her in her element, seeing her happy and excited and getting that one thing that she has looked forward to for so many years. It is very okay for us to be happy that she is happy. But what I find rather disturbing, what makes my stomach churn and my skin crawl, is when we begin crowning her the best wife material, the most virtuous woman in the whole of Nigeria, a role model to the youth, to the younger ones, an exemplary African woman to be emulated. And on that, I say irony, na lie. CHIOMA is a woman that has weighed her odds. She has scaled and calculated what she stands to gain vis-a-vis what she stands to lose in that relationship, and she has made a decision. She knows who the man is. She knows that all of these repeated occurrences is not a mistake, it is a lifestyle, and she has agreed to deal. Now, I am a respecter of choices that adults make, especially when these choices do not hurt no one. But that does not mean that I will project or I would promote her acceptance of what she has chosen to accept or the lifestyle that she has chosen to embrace as a model for my daughter, for our daughters, for our younger sisters, and for the younger generation coming behind us. There is no role being modeled here, and that's on caps lock. Now, I have seen some comments of some fans. I do not want to call them fanatics because there's a very thin line between being a fan who can still use their thought process and being a fanatic that sees no wrong despite wrong is screaming at our faces. I have seen some comments from fans and fanatics alike calling out anybody that points out the anomaly in this situation and tagging them jealous. Now, that's a lie. You can be completely happy for somebody, but that does not make you blind or oblivious to what is taking place in that situation. And just because somebody is not on social media flaunting her man or getting married to a billionaire does not mean they do not have it good with themselves. Many people airing their opinions are also doing extremely well, both financially and in their love lives. Everything is not jealousy. The truth is the truth, and it has to be told by someone. Now, I find it rather sad that we are going to sell this same script to our daughters, this script that our mothers sold to us. When I say our mothers, I do not mean my mother. My mother never taught me that kind of belief. But let me just use a collective term. Our mothers. That the only one true test of virtuousness, the measurement for completeness or competence as a real African woman, for being exemplary, is your ability to condone anomalies and undergo pain, either emotional or physical pain. No, please, we are not doing that. We are not projecting that skewed mentality to the next generation. If you make that choice, it is your choice and your choice will be respected. That is fine. But what is not fine, what is absolutely abnormal, is for you to present that yardstick to others as a yardstick for strength. That is not strength. In fact, stronger is the person who chooses, in the face of all she could benefit, to still walk out from an abusive situation or an anomaly than the person who chooses to stay in it. Like, what is all this? Them use suffer, swear for us. Them use abuse, shake me for us. Suffer no de tire una. Hey, Chinekena. African women, what is really wrong with us? Because I'm even focusing on the women now, because even if I see this kind of comment from a man, I have already preached to you guys about eating cake and having it. I would understand. Everybody wants to eat their cake and have it. But when I see some of these comments glorifying this kind of situation and attributing it to strength, and attributing it to being the best, and attributing it to being the yardstick that every woman should be, that is the one that makes my head explode. And then you hear some people saying it is better to cry in, how did they say it? It is better to cry in a private jet. It is better to cry in a limousine than to be laughing in a keke napep, or is it to be crying in a keke? Which one is it? But I ask you, must you cry? Why can't you laugh in the limousine? Why can't you laugh in the private jets? They swear for you. Who told you that people are not laughing every day in a private jet? Must it be tears? Must the comparison be between crying in the big thing and laughing in the small one? Why don't you trust yourself and keep yourself up high there to believe that you can smile in luxury? I am yet to see a man whose wife is doing well and puts him through intense humiliation, public ridicule, emotional trauma. I'm not even talking about infidelity. Okay, let us agree that infidelity is solely reserved for African men. Women shouldn't. It's all right. Let us accept that for the purpose of this thesis. Let us say this woman is the type that comes to the man's workplace and fights him, tear his shirts, disgrace him in public. I am yet to see a woman or a man that would attribute that husband's tolerance of that misbehavior to strength or being a good husband material. So why have we conditioned ourselves as a society to attribute a woman's strength on her ability to swallow unpalatable things? So the measurement for realness is now pain. Now I feel I'm obliged to put this out there because I have a God-given mandate to speak sense into some people, those that are willing to listen. And I believe that that is the reason, one of the major reasons that God gave me a platform. Please and please, my dear women, my younger women, unmarried, looking forward to having a home, do not ever hold on to these words that it rains everywhere and then put yourself in a position of misery or in a position of pain or in a position that you will not be happy in the years to come. If raining everywhere means open unchecked infidelity and having 4 children from 4 different women and being a stepmother to 4 or 5 children before you clock the age of 25, I have been charged to tell you right now and right here that that rain does not fall anywhere. It doesn't rain everywhere. There are decent men who are sexually responsible. There are men who uphold their vows, and it's not about he's rich. And it's because he's rich, he has money, he can get anything he wants to get. It's just like being rich, you can afford every food you want to get. But will you eat everything and eat yourself to sickness and obesity? No. You apply self-control and watch what you eat in the interest of your health and of your life. So wealth should not be tantamount to indiscipline. There are rich men, wealthy, comfortable men who lead a decent sexual life. And there are poor men who are sexually reckless. We all know Kabiru in Oshobo, the Panebita in Oshobo, who has 5 children from 5 different women there in the village. And we also know accomplished men who respect the sanctity of their marriage. So it doesn't have to be crying or smiling in keke and crying in private jets. It's about the individual. It is a discipline thing. It is a principle thing. And it's not even really about love. Some people might think that, oh, if he doesn't love you, he will not. A man can love you and still be reckless because he lacks discipline. It is not in question that Davido loves CHIOMA. He does love her, but the discipline is lacking. For some men, it's just about not wanting to be naked in front of multiple women. For some, it's about avoiding the spiritual implications of putting their private parts everywhere. So it's not even about you. They are not doing it for you. It's about who they are. So if you are a young girl looking forward to having a decent home, a kingdom marriage, they exist. And they exist with rich men, with average men, and with poor men. Disciplined and indisciplined men exist in the poor category, in the average category, and in the wealthy category. Do not ever get carried away that all men must be reckless, so you have to choose your cry. All men cheat, all husbands commit adultery. That is false. But for those that insist that this is their ideal situation, this is what they want, this is their normal, this is what they grew up seeing, this is what they are open to, that they do not mind having a similar situation as their love or their marriage. With all the love in my heart, come forward. I have some tips for you, some very valuable tips. Step forward. Before you go into this kind of marriage or relationship, the first thing that you have to do is evaluate what is most important to you as a human being. Is it peace of mind, sanity, or is it luxury? Now, don't ever mind anybody that says all women would jump into this kind of thing. Any woman that has the opportunity would do it. That is a big, fat, stinking, dirty lie. Men, yes. But not all women would like to be in this kind of situation as long as money is involved. Some women would rather be with a decent man, an average decent man that keeps his shit together, than be with a Davido that comes with all the baggage. If money was everything, we wouldn't be having billionaires commit suicide. We wouldn't be having top supermodels that earn 6-7 figures annually slit their wrists. If money was everything, the rich will not cry. If money was the only thing that makes a woman happy in marriage, Anita Okoye would not have divorced Paul. Elsie Okocha, or is it Okocha, will not have left basket mouth. These are stinkingly rich boys. Caroline Danjuma will not have left Musa Danjuma if money was everything. In fact, the richest man in Africa, Dangote, is a divorcee. I hope you're aware. He wasn't the one that filed for divorce. His wife left him. The richest man in Africa. So how can you allow someone to deceive you that money is everything? When there's money, oh, any woman will jump in. It is not true. When you go in, you see money, you see grave. No, sometimes you go wrong. You won't remember money again. When you see your men, you see yourself running bonkers. You're becoming a daylight lunatic because of emotional trauma. That is when you then begin to realize that money, in fact, is not everything. Money is important, but money does not mean everything to everyone. So ask yourself, what's most important to you? It varies from person to person. Secondly, what are your deal breakers? Everybody has their threshold. Are you aware? For some people, infidelity is not even a topic. They will tell you they would even tell their husbands, all men cheat, take condom, my darling, as you are going for your conference. They will tell their husbands to go and cheat. They are okay. For them, infidelity is nothing. All men do it. Nya, 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 nya. Just as we're talking about Yvonne Jegede the other day, and she left her marriage primarily, she said it by herself, because her husband goes long periods of time keeping malice with her. Check the comment section. For some women, they were like, that is not enough. She could have managed it. He wasn't hitting her. He wasn't cheating on her. He could have but for some other women, they were like, God forbid, I can't marry such a man. So the thresholds differ. What is your threshold? What is your deal breaker? What can you cope with? What can you receive? Do you know that beating is not a deal breaker for some women? Some women will tell you, yeah, he loves me, that's why he beats me. A man only hits who he loves. He just wants to correct me. Are you aware? But for some women, the minute you raise your hand like this, she just packs her bag and gone, because she's not coming from a home where her father hit her mother, where she saw men beating women. We all have our past experiences, our childhood, that have shaped us to what we can accept and what we are. And what life has taught me is, when you do not have something, you would think that that thing is the most important thing you would ever have in your life. That if you attain that thing, happiness would come. If you're not married, you'll be thinking, oh my God, if only I can find a husband, I'll be happy. When you find a husband, it will turn to child. Hey God, that's happiness and fulfillment that you thought you would get when you were looking forward to getting married. It's not like, God, if only you can bless me with children. When children come, it will turn to something else. Oh, job. Oh, I want to build a house. Oh, that is how it keeps going. It never stops. So right now that you're in your room borrowing 200 MB from MTN to chat, and you are seeing CHIOMA in a Rolls Royce, like, hey, oh, Guinea, if I have this kind of man that can give me this kind of money, anything. But you'll be surprised. Then when you now attain that financial freedom, you will now see another vacuum. You will now realize that money is not everything. You start looking for rest of mind. You start looking for peace and tranquility. You start looking for a drama-free marriage and environment. Priorities then change. So for some women, it is cheat and go. I agree. That is how men are built. Cheat and go. But for some women, you see that my koboko, it is not to be tested by no other female. I retain exclusive rights to that koboko. I am the ultimate beneficial owner of that bulala. So before you get into this kind of marriage, ask yourself, what are your deal breakers? If cheating is your deal breaker, if promiscuity is your deal breaker, my sister, you will not cope. 3, if you want to continue with this projection and you want to enter this kind of marriage or union, do not enter if you or any member of your family, whether nuclear or extended, has history of cardiovascular diseases affecting the heart and its environs. If you have risk of heart disease, avoid this situation so you don't die young. It's as if you're not hearing me. It's as if you're not understanding me. It's alright. Let me spell it out for those that are still doubting. Where is my medical pad? Coronary artery disease, Step out, step out, step out. Abort mission. Congenital heart disease. Pick your bags. Run away, abort mission. Deep vein thrombosis. Okoya, leave the room. Leave the room, Sissy, you will die. Your grandmother died from stroke. Okay, out. You no go survive. Look, I know that these pictures that we are seeing on Instagram are so lovely, beautiful, attractive, and aesthetically pleasing. And this rose is rising. But besides all of those, in real life, there are many things that women that are in these kinds of relationships see. Do you really think that it's easy to be in a relationship with no accountability? Do you really think it's easy to open Instagram and see your husband, the father of your children, your Lord, that you sit down and turn some more and pass food for? You see him kneeling down, crying and begging for vagina. It takes a mental toll on one. And just because CHIOMA is not coming to social media to say it or to narrate what these things are doing to her as a human being, doesn't mean that she's not going through it. And if you have history of cardiovascular ailments and diseases affecting all these places here, you may not survive. So to avoid an early call to glory, if you have history of cardiovascular disease in your family, both nuclear and extended, to avoid early call to glory, abort mission. 3, and lastly, our last point. If you are not extremely patient and tolerant, if you are the jealous type, baby, who is she? Where are you coming from? Where did you go to? Who is that girl? Who did you chat with? Whose voice was that? If you are team who, what, and where, leave. You will not survive it. Are you aware that some people, by their very nature, are more patient and enduring than others? Some people do not know how to take nonsense. Even if you put them in an island, they don't know how to tolerate rubbish. Even if they force themselves and say, "Hi, see all the things I'm enjoying from this, let me just keep my mouth shut." When the problem starts, they cannot hold themselves. Like, whoa. It will be pinching them, their body will be peppering them to talk, to react. And before you know, they will explode and scatter everything. At that moment, they don't even care. They will scatter everything, then later they will go and regret. If you are the kind of person that is like this, you are impatient, you are hot-tempered, you don't take rubbish, you demand accountability, please avoid these kinds of baggage marriage. CHIOMA has survived this thing with this man for this long because she has carried this her 2 eyes and plucked it and moved it to the back and tied it. She sees nothing, hears nothing, and says nothing, asks no questions. Those are the only kind of women that can survive this kind of thing. So please, my dear sister, if in fact, let us read the requirements for this one. Where is my spectacles? Listen, if you have elements of ara, aragabandiara, if you have elements of ara, if you have history of skoy, if you get small degree of craze for head, just a little degree, not too much. If you get small degree of craze, if you have recorded incidents of ishim kopu where the plug in your brain shifts small, and if your medulla oblongata is known not to be oblongating sometimes, my dear sister, avoid this situation, because one day you will walk out, you will not be able to take it, you will react. So my dear brothers and sisters, CHIOMA is a beautiful, lovely lady. A lady with an amiable aura and a rather welcoming personality, and we love her for that. She has made a decision to be with a man like Davido, and I believe that she must have an appreciable understanding of the phenomenon that comes with, and we respect her decision and her enthusiasm. But I refuse to continue the culture of attributing strengths, goodness, virtuousness, wife materialism on one's ability to swallow bitter, unacceptable pills. That is not and should not be the measurement to determine a perfect woman. These are my beliefs. Let us continue the conversation down in the comment section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more, so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.